Hello, everyone, and welcome to Actress del Arte Ensemble of West Michigan. We are going to be doing a comedy called Don't Be Too Quick to Judge, which is kind of a comedy drama in 2 acts. I'm going to introduce our illustrious cast. Kathy McFarlane, playing Janice Smaltz, witness. Brenda Gannon, Vaughn Feck, a witness. Patrice Bridges, Marilyn Lops, accused by association. Raquel Rivera, Lisa Lops, sister to Marilyn and witness. Don Coutier, Judge Clifford Royce. Ferlin Ammons, Mayor John Falsberg. Greg Garrillo, Chet Atkins, witness. Joseph Quick, bailiff Carl Bateman, and the newsman. Javante Kroon, Lance Marconi, the defense attorney. John Foley, Greg Patterson, the prosecuting attorney. And yours truly, Patricia Rose, as the mother to the mayor, and also will be reading for Michelle, a witness. And now I'm going to turn it over to Kathy McFarlane.
It was another hot day in Philadelphia as Judge Clifford Royce and his bailiff, Carl Bateman, walked up the steps of the courthouse. They were on their way to the picking of jury members for what was fast becoming the talk of the town. It was all people talked about all over their coffee and newspaper headlines, not to mention the evening news. Judge Falsberg, the city mayor of Drexel Hill, was being charged with the murder of his estranged wife, Ethel Falsberg. Marilyn Lops, his mistress and local model, was allegedly involved with the scandal. This promised to be an historical event.
This weather has been uncomfortably warm for this time of year.
I got to agree, Cliff. I've had to change my underwear more than once this week.
I wouldn't be sharing that with anyone, Carl. I can see this is going to be one of those days.
They both huffed up the steps in the heat. When they made their way into the courtroom, they learned the air conditioning was down and fans had been placed around the room. It set a dour mood for the judge.
Ms. Nesbitt, I see you're back from vacation. Are you ready for this? I didn't think so. I know. I did promise you a new stenography machine. I'm getting there. Looks like a friendly bunch.
He refers to the jury pick.
Might as well get this show on the road. Carl, is the jury pool ready to interview?
Yes, Your Honor.
There were 16 people sitting in the juror's box. The judge needed 7 men and 5 women. 3 were dismissed due to racism, bias, and lack of attention, and 1 who didn't know what he was being charged with.
Hey,
Scene
Greg,
2,
wait up.
the judge's chambers.
Hey, Greg, wait up.
Well, look who's on the opposing team. Lance Marconi.
Hey, I had to be sure it was you. Hope you came prepared because I'm gonna kick your butt.
Oh, can you kick that high? I doubt you can get up early enough in the morning to do nothing like that.
Haha, Greg, we see about that. But hey, it looks like the mayor got his zipper caught in the wrong place.
Oh, man, she's a knockout. I could lay my head on her pillow any day.
You got that right. But look, we're not supposed to be talking about the case, you know. I just wanted to say hi before I destroy your reputation as an attorney.
Yeah, you and what army?
Laughing.
Man, I'll see you in the judge's chamber.
Later in the judge's chambers, addressing the lawyers.
Good morning, Attorney Patterson and Attorney Marconi. So, Lance, I see that you're going to be the defending attorney in this case, and Greg the prosecuting attorney. I hope you boys play nice. I heard from Judge Howard that you two came close to being disbarred after that last little fiasco.
Well, Your Honor, sir, there were mitigating circumstances.
And as you recall, sir, Judge Howard was brought up on drug charges. Pretty well ruined the trial.
Yeah, it was enough to make anyone distraught. I didn't sleep for a week.
Naturally, we were upset. Isn't it our job to uphold the law and have some integrity while you're at it?
The judge had a habit of lifting his right eyebrow when upset as he leaned over his desk, eyeing the two men.
Rest assured, I will not allow any shenanigans in my courtroom. Is that perfectly understood? It's a shame that Pete decided to lose his career over a dime bag, but then he never should have been caught. Break career right straight down the toilet.
The judge quickly popped it into Tums. His desk drawer was a cornucopia of over-the-counter medications. He was a hypochondriac.
Yeah, not too smart. I do agree.
Did I ask you for your 2 cents, Attorney Patterson? That's what I thought. Now we have a job of selecting a jury for this debacle. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Scene 3, the jail visit. Mrs. Fallsburg was led into a waiting room where she was allowed some time to talk with her son as she sat in a chair behind a barred window. The guard remained with them only about 30 minutes, and then he was back to his cell.
I can't believe after all the money we spent towards your education and our family's reputation ruined by your wandering eye.
Look, Mom, you don't understand. It's complicated.
Spare me your excuses. If you were happy with Ethel and you weren't happy with her, then you should have filed for divorce.
I tried. She threatened to bring up my past when I was in juvie for stealing the neighbor's car.
That was years ago, and you paid your debt to society and learned a hard lesson.
I know, but she wanted to add me as a philanderer too. I have a reputation to uphold as mayor, you know.
Past tense. Now you're murdering everyone's eyes, and I cannot believe a son of mine would ever resort to such a terrible thing.
I didn't. It wasn't my fault. No one wants to believe me. I didn't like Ethel, but I would never hurt her, much less do her in.
And why over that hussy Marilyn? Seriously, I'll never understand men.
She's a sweet girl, Mom. If I could have met her first, I wouldn't be in this mess.
If your father were alive to see this, it would have broke his heart.
Crying.
Mom, I'm sorry. You don't believe me. I can't understand you're siding with people against me.
I'm not siding with anyone. I have your back. After all, like it or not, you're my son. Your sister is devastated by the news.
I'm surprised she even talks about me. I haven't heard a word from her in years.
Yeah, it's just as well. She's become a snob since she hangs with that high society bunch of Society Hills.
What did you expect with her husband hobnobbing with the political crowd there?
I hope this lawyer you hired knows his stuff.
Heard he's good and usually wins his cases.
Well, let's hope so. I have to go, dear. That orange jumpsuit doesn't do you justice.
Appreciate the pun, Mom. Please take care. I'll call you when they allow it. Bye.
Mrs. Fallsburg left, blowing her nose into a tissue. The guard walked her to the exit as she made her way back to her car. only to be met by local news reporters and a local TV camera shoved into her face. Scene 4, Marilyn at the law office. Marilyn Lopp sat with her sister Lisa outside of an attorney's office. She had hired him to take her case as she was being held suspect in the murder case against Mayor Fallsburg. There was no evidence that put her in jeopardy, but her association with him made her a suspect by association. She was nervous and kept biting her nails as she stared down at her subpoena.
Here. Say that all it is. Now I have to get a lawyer because John was involved with me as a friend. And there isn't any law against that. Not that I know of.
You quit biting your nails. You're ruining your $50 nail job. Besides, you don't sleep with your friends, or do you? You and John have been seen together by half of the city. You weren't very good at being incognito. And the way you dress, Marilyn, let's just say it's quite revealing.
I can't help the way I look.
Yeah, but you could tone it down a bit. Men will be men, after all.
Look, Lisa, if you weren't my sister, I would think you didn't care what happened to me.
Well, there you go. Oh, poor pitiful me and those bad people who don't like me.
No, it's just I'm worried I'll never see John again. And I do love him, you know. I know he didn't get along with Ethel. She was a piece of work. But he would never kill her. He's too kind for that.
Kind? A man who cheats on his wife is kind.
Yes, he begged her for a divorce. She wouldn't have it. She wasn't about to give up her cushy lifestyle. She was greedy, nasty-mouthed, and conniving.
You can't let people know she was like that. It will make you look like you were intimately involved with both of them.
I wish you were my lawyer, Lisa. You're tough, not like me. A whip.
Toughen up, kid. You don't want to do time over that idiot.
Scene 4. Just then, a secretary called the two women into the attorney's office. Marilyn was shaking, and she slipped and fell as her stiletto heel broke off.
Oh, shit.
Excuse me, the receptionist said.
These were my favorite pair of heels, $400 Jimmy Choos.
Here.
Lisa walked over and took the tape dispenser off the receptionist's desk, wrapping the heel to the bottom of the shoe.
There. That'll get you by for now.
The women walked in as the receptionist introduced them to Attorney Klinger, a heavy-set, balding man with a huge mustache covering most of his face. He spoke with a thick German accent.
Well, now you must be a young woman who called me, yes?
Yes. Sir, I received the subpoena and I don't understand.
And you are...
Lisa Lops, her sister.
Please, ladies, be seated. You do realize that knowing the mayor of the Fallsburg puts in a bad light on you. Because he is charged with the murder of his late wife. We must take a look and to be as innocent as we can. Yeah?
But I'm innocent. Had nothing to do with his late wife. She was horrid, and I could tell you that.
Taking her sister by the wrist.
Keep it down, Marilyn. Don't get so excited.
Your sister, she is right. I have to build up good alibi for you on day of the murder. Yeah? You understand?
Crying.
You must believe me when I say John is a good man. He couldn't have done this.
Not about Mr. Falsberg, my dear, but about you and how you come to know him. Let me explain what you are going to do. Listen.
Scene 5. This fiasco. The jury was finally picked, and there were 7 men and 5 women of different ethnic backgrounds and ethnicities. This was the first day the judge was to talk to them before the trial and to pick a date for the final hearing. Meanwhile, at the Greasy Spoon in North Philly, 2 old friends were talking about the trial. I doubt anyone is going to believe my story, but I've known the Fallsburg for years.
You know, I miss Ethel. She was a great bowler.
Really, Vaughn? She was a pain in the ass, and you know it.
She was a better bowler than you, Janice. You were always jealous. Shame on you.
Shame on me. Oh, that's a laugh. Being she got you kicked off the league for smoking.
I know, but she did have asthma. I guess the Green Reaper had her in his sights.
The woman had the personality of a gnat. She never had anything good to say about anybody.
Hey, remember the time she took all that money we had saved for the kids' charity drive and bought herself a Coach purse?
And John was livid, being as she was the mayor's wife and they were the laugh of the town.
Hey, you want a beer? I'm buying.
Oh, if you put it that way, I'm in.
You know, she would accuse us of slumming when we came here.
Well, she was right. These fries are greasy enough to come up a couple of times tonight.
Yeah, but you gotta admit it. The atmosphere, it's great. Where he would bring her.
Bring who?
I don't play dumb. The sexy negligee model.
Oh, her. The hot little number.
Yeah, she could bowl though.
Yeah. She always had enough men crowding around her when she bent over, and those double D's made an appearance.
Oh boy, we're gonna have a hard time convincing the jury how innocent this all was.
Well, we will be sworn to tell the truth, so help us God.
Oh, before it's done, we'll both be heading to nether regions.
Good. I'll bring my sunblock.
Hey, barkeep, set up a couple of drafts, will ya? I'm gonna need one to get through this fiasco.
Scene 6. A real killjoy.
Look, Mike, I don't know what to say, Sean.
I know, you still call me Mike, but that's okay. It's Michelle, but you know, Michelle, my belle. He always seemed to be up and up with me, at least. Hell, we had him over to our supper barbecues every July. Mary, my friend, used to tell me that she could tell he was cheating on Ethel.
What was that?
Well, women, that instinct they seem to have with men.
My wife swears she smells perfume on him when he came around.
Sure, it wasn't some of that fruity aftershave.
Sure. No, women know this stuff. Besides, if you remember, he had a big band-aid on his neck that one time. Told us it was an accident shaving. But I know a hickey when I see one.
Well, at least he was having fun. You gotta admit, Ethel was a real killjoy.
I hear that Judge Cliff Royce is a hard head, likes to give the verdict to the full extent of the law.
You heard that right. I worry about my stuttering problem, especially when I get stressed.
I'm getting called in next week. You'll be all right. Hasn't been bothering you lately, has it?
No, not really. I'm called in for next week too.
Ticks me off. I'm gonna miss the Phillies this lineup for summer games.
Well, they better do better this year. Lost their pants to LA Dodgers last season.
You and the Dodgers. You want to move back there.
Man, it's too damn expensive. Besides, I wouldn't get to bug you all the time.
The two friends started arguing over who were the best teams, and when the bartender said they better tone it down a bit, or they'd have to leave. Besides, he chided in, you can't beat the New York Yankees.
Yep. Time to head home. Girls will be reading us out as it is.
Scene 7, the trial begins. It was raining and blustery on the first day of the trial, making it humid and miserable. They still hadn't put the new cooling system in. Judge Royce was threatening to sue the air conditioning company for such a long delay. His allergies were acting up as he kept popping all his allergy meds.
All rise for Honorable Judge Royce presiding. Please be seated. Now, will the attorneys presenting this case please stand and introduce yourselves to the court?
I am Greg Patterson, the prosecuting attorney representing the city in the case of John Fallsburg, the former mayor of Drexel Hill.
You may be seated.
I am Lance McConney, the defense attorney for our former mayor, John L. Fosberg.
You may be seated.
The arraignment in this case has been established. Now I am ready to hear the opening statements to the jury made by the chosen attorneys.
The day had only begun, and the jurors were twisting in their seats, using fans and paper envelopes or anything that would stir up a breeze. Before the attorneys were about to give their opening statements before the jury, there was a loud crash being heard at the back of the room.
What the?
Two men dressed in coveralls and their air conditioning company name printed across their backs in bright neon colors. Neverlay Cooling Systems. They were carrying in what looked like a new venting system.
Hold it right there.
Shouted the judge.
What on earth do you think you two are doing?
The young man said they were about to install the new air conditioning unit.
Listen, you imbecile, do you realize that you are in the middle of a court trial right now? You obviously have the wrong day and the wrong time. I could sue you over this.
The judge quickly had to grab his inhaler as his asthma was acting up.
Are you all right, sir?
Who gave you permission to come in here in the first place?
The young man said, a judge.
What idiot of a judge would ask you to come in here and install an air conditioner in the middle of a court trial?
His name, I believe, was Judge Clifford Royce. Do you know him? He asked, I have the work order right here in my hand.
Bailiff, hand over that if you would, please.
The courtroom grew quiet as the judge's face turned 3 shades of red. Clearing his
I
voice.
believe there has been a mistake. There will be a 30-minute recess and we will resume shortly thereafter. Sorry for the inconvenience.
The judge and the 2 men walked into his chambers. The judge, on closer inspection, caught the problem. Right there in black and white was the work order dated for that very day at that precise time.
I am sorry, gentlemen. There has been a mistake. I will be sure that you're compensated for your troubles. It seems someone made a mistake on the day and time.
Both workers looked at the judge, telling him it would most likely be another week before they could return due to the heat wave. They were booked solid with orders.
I will redo the order Just make sure that you're here after hours to do the work. Sorry for the inconvenience. You'll be hearing from me.
The man quickly left, trying not to snicker at the judge and his apparent lack of coherence. Scene 8. Those pink undies. Janice and Vaughn were at the local shopping mall when they spot Marilyn Lops with her sister. Hey, isn't that Marilyn Lops there with her sister?
She's out on bail.
Oh, she's a looker, you got to admit it. I mean, Ethel did let herself go.
You know, she wasn't happy. That's a fact. You know, she was a closet drinker.
Really?
Didn't you know? Didn't you ever notice how much she spent in the restrooms when we went out?
Well, I thought she had a bladder problem.
It's called a hooch run.
What?
You sure aren't very aware of things.
What are you carrying on about now?
Didn't you ever notice how big her handbags were?
Well, now that you mention it.
She stowed away her whiskey in there, and when she got up close, ooh-wee, her breath was 100 proof.
Oh, that's what that smell was. I thought it was cheap perfume.
She was that miserable, I guess.
I don't think John was any angel, always gone.
Being a mayor had its downside on his family life.
I know a lot of girls at his office had a crush on him.
Oh, he does have a way with women.
Always wondered why they never had kids.
Well, Ethel once told me that she had surgery that left her sterile. Poor thing. And besides, she said, John had big ideas about a political career that didn't involve kids.
I can see now how Marilyn got him going.
Looking at her now, if she got that skirt any shorter, whew, I sure would be seeing more of those pink undies she's got on.
As we get going, she's heading our way. Scene 9, the cabbage disaster.
All rise. The Honorable Judge Royce presiding.
Today,
You
the
may be
prosecuting and defense attorneys will introduce their cases for Mayor Fallsburg to you. Thank you, bailiff.
Took them long enough.
Yeah, took them long enough.
Agreed.
It was then
Yes,
that
sir.
the judge noticed a foul odor permeating the courtroom as the heat of the room let the smell linger. He noticed the people in the public area of the room squirming in their seats. Some of them were glaring at a short, robust little man with disgust. The judge cleared his throat.
We'll be taking a brief recess. Before the attorneys introduce themselves, bailiff, please have that gentleman in the blue checked shirt follow me into my chambers, if you would, please.
Yes, sir.
With a handkerchief to his mouth, he ushered the little man into his chamber. He asked his name.
What's your name?
I'm Stanley Johnson, sir.
And you are here because...
Well, I work for the Drexel Evening Herald, and I'm here to observe.
Do you have any issues?
Are you feeling well? May I suggest you take something for your stomach? Oh, that's my wife's cooking. Yeah. Sorry about that.
I see. I suggest you perhaps take some time off and return when you're feeling better.
Yes, Your Honor. Excuse me.
Oh, bailiff, have security walk Mr. Johnson out of the building, please. Oh,
Very good.
I'll have to fumigate this room.
Mr. Johnson had to walk past the viewer's stand once more, burping and tooting all the way out the door.
Excuse.
Scene 9.
Good afternoon. I'm the prosecuting attorney working for the city of Philadelphia. Mayor John Fallsburg has been allegedly accused of murdering his late wife, Ethel Fallsburg, on March 26th of this year. It's my duty to bring this case to justice and see that Mr. Fallsburg is punished to the fullest extent of the law. I will be fair and concise in my duties. Thank you.
Following Attorney Patterson, Attorney Marconi was introduced as the defending attorney.
As the defendant attorney, it is my job to protect and serve my client, John Fallsburg, and to honor his plea of not guilty to the best of my ability. Following the letter of the law, I know you will take every testimony given by the witnesses and the defendant himself into full consideration as your duty to render a fair judgment in this case.
Later in the judge's chamber,
Are you sure this is a suit I should be wearing? It's old. I have to look like a man with some respect.
Respect. I'm sorry, my friends, are part of being seen as a murderer. Besides, we are aiming for the jurors for the sorry for you.
Like that's gonna happen. Whether you believe me or not, I miss Ethel. No one should have to end their life like that.
Yes, yes. Look, you need to keep that innocent act up. It is important for this case.
Act 2, Scene 10, Miss Slop's Day in Court. Things had calmed down in the courtroom since the air conditioning had been installed. Judge Royce seemed to be in better spirits. Only problem was the AC made his nose run, so he was constantly blowing his nose during trial, then snorting on his atomizer to help. Today, Miss Lobbs had to take the stand.
Do you swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, so help you God?
I swear.
Her dress was uncomfortable because it had a high neckline and a full skirt. It made her itch, and she was miserable to have so many clothes on. But her sister Lisa and Attorney Klinger told her to look respectable before the judge and jury if she wanted people to believe her.
So, Miss Lops, I take it you have known John Fallsburg for a while.
He's a friend.
A close friend?
But of course,
Lisa gave her a look from the viewer's stand.
I knew him a little.
How's that?
I would see him when we went bowling. His late wife was a good bowler.
How well did you know her?
A little. She liked to talk about knitting. She was always carrying her knitting bag everywhere she went. I have a scarf she knitted for me. It's very nice.
Why did she pick you to give a scarf to?
She knitted them for the whole team with our initials on them.
I see. Did she ever get mad at you or accuse you of having an affair with her husband?
Heavens, no. She never talked like that. She was quite shy.
Objection, Your Honor. Badgering the witness.
Sustained. Stick to the facts, Mr. Marconi. You're getting ahead of yourself.
Sorry, Your Honor. I'm done here for now.
Greg Patterson, the prosecuting attorney, took the floor next.
Miss Slaps, did you like Ethel Fallsburg?
She was okay. She had a temper, but I avoided any arguments. After all, we were on the same league.
Blowing his nose.
So, Miss Slaps, isn't it true that you and Mayor Fallsburg were seen frequently at a bar and grill in North Philadelphia?
Told you that. I didn't know him well. I didn't know him all that well. Our bowling league went there for our party one Christmas. You may have sat next to him. There's nothing illegal with that now, is there?
Why are you getting so upset over a common question?
I'm not. You make it sound like I did something wrong.
Mr. Patterson, stick to the facts, please.
Here's a fact. Bailiff, may I have exhibit number 1, please?
The bailiff picked up what looked like a scarf in a plastic bag tagged from the evidence room.
Does this look familiar?
Marilyn looked puzzled.
Let me see that.
Is that my scarf? I wonder what happened to it. Who found it?
Miss Slops, this was found next to Mrs. Fallberg's dead body. How did it get there? Perhaps you could enlighten me.
Oh,
Mr.
it
Pitt,
can't be. That's my scarf.
Crying.
I would never harm Ethel.
I object, Your Honor. That's enough bullying my client.
Mr. Patterson, I suggest you use a different line of questioning. This bullying doesn't work in my courtroom. Is that understood?
Yes, sir.
Scene 11, courtroom drama. Mayor Fallsburg's neighbors, Mike Phillips and Chet Atkins, were up next as witnesses. Mike had a tendency to stutter when he got nervous.
So, Mr. Phillips, I've been told that you are a neighbor to Mayor Fallsburg.
Yes, sir.
How long have you known him?
20 years. He used to be my high school.
Would you say he is a good neighbor? No troubles with him?
John is a good guy. Smiles a lot.
Why?
Well, I don't know.
Was his late wife Ethel happy with Mr. Fallsburg?
Well, he was never home.
Well, where was he?
Doing what mayors do, I guess.
Did you like him?
Yeah.
Thank you. That is all, Mr. Phillips. You are excused. Perhaps you could use some water.
Next was Mr. Greg Patterson for the prosecution.
Mr. Phillips, I hope you're feeling better. Now, I know how stressful it can be in court. I want to know how long you and Mr. Fallsburg had your little gambling racket going on.
Excuse me? I don't understand.
You swore under oath to tell the truth. Isn't that right?
Yes.
I have a picture from the bailiff here, exhibit number 2, showing you, Mayor Fallsburg, and your friend Chet Atkins playing poker in the basement of the church rectory. Isn't that you hiding what looks like a glass of vodka and smoking a cigar?
I don't know. It's not a very good photo.
I'm asking you again. Is that you drinking and smoking on a poker hand in Our Lord of Mercy Lutheran Church? I doubt that it's allowed, is it?
Well, it was for fun, and we gave the money to church charities. Charities.
I object, Your Honor, with this line of questioning. What does this have to do with the case at hand?
Yes, clarify yourself.
I'm trying to establish the relationship between these 3 men.
Let's stick to the core of this trial, please. Not some card game, then.
It was Chet's turn at the witness stand. He was much more composed than his friend Michelle.
So, Miss Atkins, how well did you know Mayor Fallsburg?
We were golfing buddies. Used to catch a drink at the country club.
Would you
Once a
say
week.
Okay, would you say Mr. Fallsburg was a heavy drinker?
No, he was average. Always paid for my drinks. He was an amiable man.
Did he ever bring his wife along to these outings?
Not often. He really liked his time away from her. She liked to nag a lot.
And how were you privy to that?
They'd come to our summer barbecues I put on for friends. She'd follow him around, whispering in his ear, hang onto his arm like Velcro. I know it irritated him. because he couldn't talk business with her tagging him along.
So you think they had a good marriage?
I wasn't that personal.
Thank you. No more questions, Your Honor.
Soon the courtroom became an echo chamber for sniffling and coughing from the judge.
Cliff, maybe you should call for a break, sir.
I'll be fine.
It was Judge Patterson. Greg Patterson was on the floor next.
It seems to me, as much as you ran into the mayor, you would know him more than you are confessing. I mean, neighbors on the bowling leagues and golfing too. Men usually share the thoughts about things that they are personal, you know, what they like and what they don't like about things.
He was kind of closed mouths about things.
Like his wife Ethel.
No.
You are sworn to tell the truth.
Well, maybe a little. He'd gripe sometimes. But she would always call him when he was in a meeting or out drinking with a client, mostly to complain about something unimportant.
Do you think their marriage was under stress?
Yes. To be honest, I think it was.
Do you think that is why he started seeing Miss Lobbs?
Maybe. I don't know.
Mr. Atkins, either he saw her or he didn't. I need a straight answer from you.
I don't know.
I'll object, Your Honor. He's badgering the witness.
Ease up, attorney, or I'll see you in my chambers. Mr. Atkins, please try and give a concise answer, if you would.
I saw them more than one occasion in his car talking. Then one night, they kissed.
The jury makes a big sigh.
Are you sure?
Yes, Your Honor. It was a lasting one.
Oh, I can't believe that. Oh, this is all.
This stirred up quite an uproar in the courtroom. The judge used his gavel, striking it hard onto his desk.
There will be quiet in my courtroom, or I will clear this courtroom. Is that understood?
Lisa is sitting next to Attorney Klinger.
It's not looking good for John and my sister. She's a nervous wreck.
She's doing much better than I thought she would. I hope you are ready for a stand tomorrow. Yeah?
Tomorrow? That soon? I don't feel ready.
It's not a matter of feel. It's a matter of law, yes? I suggest you dress properly, give the jury a feeling that you girls are very well-mannered, respectable. You know, yeah.
Scene 12, Lisa on the stand. The weather wasn't cooling down, so everyone rushed to get into the air-conditioned courthouse. John spotted Marilyn entering with her sister.
Marilyn, I miss you. You look beautiful.
You too, John.
That's enough, you two. The judge catches you talking like that, it won't help your case.
Judge Royce entered the courtroom all puffy-eyed with a red nose, sucking on a cough lozenge as he sat down and went through the day's reports and papers.
Bailiff, please have Miss Lisa Lops enter the witness stand, if you would.
Lisa was well-dressed in a cotton dress with her hair done in a bun and a pair of rhinestone-framed glasses. She was sworn in by the bailiff.
So, Miss Lops, you are Marilyn Lops' birth sister.
Yes.
Do you live together as this report states?
Yes. We do share an apartment. It helps us financially.
Okay. Then I would assume you do activities together.
What do you mean?
Shopping, recreation, church.
Well, yes, we do. We do, but we also have a private life. When we have friends over, we usually find some place to go, visiting with friends or eating out. It gives each other privacy.
I take it you both know John Fosberg.
Hardly. I mean, I have my own male friends that I see.
So you are saying you never saw him at your apartment. That is all for now. Thank you.
Greg Patterson took the stand, and he was ready to move this trial ahead as he thought it was going.
Miss Lapps, is it not true that you and your sister both entertained Mayor Fallsburg at your apartment?
I don't think so. Where would you get such an idea?
Your custodian told me that he saw the mayor at your residence on more than one occasion, at times with you and sometimes with your sister.
That's a lie. That old man is as blind as a bat. He obviously saw someone else he mistook for us.
Remember, you have sworn under oath to tell the truth. I can hold you for perjury.
Oh, all right. One night we took John to our apartment for a drink. It was his birthday, and Ethel was gone. She was gone to the city to visit an old school friend. She didn't want to spend that day with him, obviously, so a group of us friends joined us later, and, it was just all innocent.
But you have told me that you didn't know of him all that well.
A party hardly constitutes a lifetime friendship.
A voice shouted out from the audience.
You're a whore, and you know it, Lisa Jean.
A bleached blonde woman with tons of makeup, dressed like a streetwalker, stood up, spewing her words at Lisa.
Miss, you must contain yourself or I'll have you removed from this courtroom. Do you understand?
He pounded his gavel on the desk.
Ask Johnny, she spit out again. He can tell you the truth.
Bailiff, have this woman removed from my courtroom.
The scene got the jurors' attention and the audience talking.
Quiet in the courtroom or I shall have you all removed. Is that clear?
Miss, may I ask you, do you know this woman?
Never saw her before in my life.
She seemed to know you and the mayor, the way she was carrying on.
She's probably hopped up on crack or something.
How would you know that?
I know her type.
And how so?
I work as a nursing assistant in a hospital. I see her kind all the time, usually coming in late hours, all jacked up.
Do you think Mayor Fallsburg does drugs?
Good heavens, no. And besides, how would I know? I really don't see him all that much.
What your sister did, so we are learning.
I can't speak for her.
That is all. You can step down.
Scene 13, The Rooster Tail. Klinger talks to Vaughn and Janice.
But I tell you, don't let those lawyers push you. Don't let anyone make you look like you're guilty, okay? You must understand what you're doing. Pay attention, act on.
We will be taking a short recess before we continue any further.
I hope people will realize that I am innocent.
Man, look, John, you could look like Mickey Mouse. They don't care. Some enjoy giving a guilty verdict. Just be yourself, man, and you'll be all right.
Really?
Yes. I'm just saying, tomorrow, we better be ready.
The security guard took John back to his cell. Marilyn watched him pass by. Their eyes met for a brief moment.
Let's get a move on here. Get a move on.
Please, sir, can I talk to my son? Please? Before you put him in that cage?
It's all right, Mom. I will survive.
I love you, son.
I know. I love you too.
Your sister will be here tomorrow, and she's really worried.
Vaughn and Janice on their phone later that night.
I am nervous about tomorrow. I need to tell the truth about what I saw.
Well, we are sworn to tell the truth. We can't hold back.
Tell you what. Hey, let's meet at the Rooster Tail. I really need a drink.
Well, it's a little late for that.
Okay, then I'll go alone. Tony's asleep.
Oh, hold on, I'll be there. They met and found a table way in the back.
What is your problem?
I don't think John did it.
Did what?
Killed Ethel, hello.
But they think he had been at the scene bending over her limp body. She was already dead, and so the police said.
Well, it just doesn't add up.
Well, we all went out that night to celebrate Ethel's bowling her 300 game. You know, some people were jealous of her.
Well, she was really wasted that night. Lisa had to take her home.
Yeah, and then John ended up taking Marilyn with him. Where? We don't know. She also kept on complaining about her scarf missing.
I hope we're ready for this. Hey, bottoms up. As they belted down 2 whiskey sours. Scene 14, I don't lie. The next morning, Vaughn and Janice had to take the stand.
Mr. Smaltz, how long have you known the defendant, Mayor John Fosberg? Would you call him a good man?
Oh, a long time. Knew him since college. He lives in my street and he bowls in our league once a week.
Would you call him a good man?
A good man, he takes his work seriously. People where he worked said he was always fair with them and with the townspeople. A regular guy, as some have remarked, but he was never home.
Did that bother his late wife, do you think?
Yes, it did. She was always drunk and surly at gatherings.
Did she complain about him?
All the time. Kept saying she was going to divorce him for everything he had.
Really? Thank you. That would be all for now.
Greg takes the stand. Seems
like the two of you know more about him than you are letting on.
I don't lie. I tell it like I see it.
So are you saying that their arguments may have led to their demise?
I didn't say any such thing.
Objection, leading the witness.
Sustained. Change your approach, Mr. Patterson.
It's just so disturbing that 2 nice people ended up in this tragedy. Then there was a large burp and a foul smell permeating the room.
That's what it's in my courtroom again.
He looked over into the audience, and there sat Mr. Johnson with the notebook in hand.
In my room now. What am I to do with you, Mr. Johnson? You keep interrupting my trial.
It's just such a good story, sir. Excuse me.
What did you eat this time?
Well, my wife fixed her famous chili con carne this time. Yeah.
I should hold you in contempt of court. Bailiff, remove this man from my courtroom. I should have security book you on contempt. Oh.
The little man ran from the room, farting and apologizing profusely. Vaughn was called up next.
So, Miss Flick, how long have you known the Fallsburgs?
Well, Ethel and I would meet for lunch at least once a week. John was always gone. You know, I was in his college classes. He was a ladies' man, always chatting up with the girls.
That bother you?
Why? I never went out with him.
Did he ever ask you?
No.
How did you meet Ethel?
Her parents were loaded, lived in Society Hills.
Oh, so that's why you became friends with Ethel.
I didn't even know her then.
Seems like you wanted to be known as a socialite.
You know, I beg your pardon. This case isn't about me.
Trying to get why you're so close with friends with them.
Objection, leading the witness.
Sustained. Stick to the fact. Mr. Patterson, please, if you will, counselor. Again, some more.
I'm done here, Your Honor.
There was a sudden outburst. Very upset.
Will somebody please stop it? I've had about enough.
Yeah, get your sister Lisa up there. She knows all about John.
What are you saying? And who are you?
She's a junkie. Throw her out.
Blonde went after Lisa, pulling her hair as Marilyn joined in, kicking the blonde with her spiked heels.
That's enough, ladies. Let go. Let go.
That's it. Tonight, this trial is out of order. Clear the courtroom. Now.
I thought I was supposed to take the stand, and what is Judy doing here?
You heard the judge. Clear the courtroom now.
Scene 15. Did you love her? Judge Royce closed up the courtroom until the next day. The young woman named Judy was stoned and needed medical attention. She was under house arrest and was a mystery figure in this trial. John was now on the stand.
Mr. Fallsburg, do you realize what you are being judged for?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
Let me see here. It says your plea here is for not guilty. How long were you married to the late Ethel Warren Fallsburg?
Well, when we met in college, she was behind me a year or two. She had a major in psychology, and I majored in political science. We hit it off right away, almost. And like 30 years ago, we would have been married 25 years ago next month.
Did you love her?
Yes, very much. We were full of dreams.
Did she go along with your political views?
Most of the time.
I see you never had children. Why is that?
She had a serious medical condition. She couldn't conceive. I didn't want to adopt. She became very morose after that, sleeping her days away, missing work at the clinic, and then she started to drink.
Then when did you start befriending Miss Lops?
Met her on our bowling league, and she was kind and very understanding.
I have evidence here that suggests otherwise.
I have said all I'm going to say for the moment.
Well, I suggest you tell the court the whole truth if you want to keep an innocent verdict. That is all for now. I need to confer with Miss Lops.
Scene 16. The case is winding down. This is the third week into the trial, and Judge Royce wanted John on the stand one more time.
Mr. Fallsburg, you are leading us to believe that you are just only passing friends with Marilyn Lops?
Yes, Your Honor, that is what I have said.
Why then was this scarf
Holding the scarf up in his hand,
found near your late wife's body, the one she made for Ms. Lops? We found evidence of your fingerprints at the scene.
Of course they would be. I found the body of my poor wife laying there with the knitting needle sticking out of her chest. I checked her pulse to see if she may still be alive.
John, no. Please stop. You're innocent.
You want to know the truth? I will tell you the truth.
Lisa moved toward the judge, and the bailiff stopped her.
No, no, Carl. Let her speak. Miss Lops, you have to take an oath.
Yes, Your Honor, I will.
She took the oath and continued.
I have known John Fallsburg since my college days.
Did you see him during that time?
Yes, I did. We were lovers.
The jury gasps. The judge takes his inhaler and takes a deep breath.
I'm sorry, Marilyn. We kept this from you.
How did Ethel fit into this?
This was before I met her. She was much younger than I.
It's time everyone knew the truth. I got pregnant. Remember, Marilyn, when Mom sent me to Colorado to stay with Aunt Mildred? I had my baby girl. She was so beautiful. John sent me money. He offered to marry me, but I wasn't ready. And so I gave her up for adoption. A young couple I was told gave her a lovely home. I never forgave myself as the years passed. I wanted to find her, and John offered to help. And so one night we met at our local bar, never knowing that Ethel had followed John that night. She sat behind us and heard every word we said. She accosted us and threatened to tell everybody about what we had done. There was no consoling her, Marilyn. I tried calling you that night so I could explain myself.
No, Lisa, no.
It's time the truth is out. Ethel went crazy running out of the bar, and she headed straight home. John and I followed her. I had your scarf in the car, and I wrapped it around me. I felt so cold. And when we got there, I told John to stay in the car and that I would talk her down. And so when I went in, she was already on the phone spreading the word. She was wild-eyed, swearing at me, calling me every vile name in the book. Why you? It should be me that had his baby, not you. She screamed. She had this knitting needle in her hand and lunged at me. I instinctively pushed her back, taking Marilyn's scarf and wrapping it around her hand. It was then that she tripped, falling onto the needle as it pierced her heart, and she bled out on the floor. By then, John had entered. He held me close and said that he would take the blame and that I should comfort Marilyn, and that she would need it. She would need that. She would need me to comfort her. And so we left her there, and I forgot about the scarf. And John called the police at his place. I'm so sorry, Marilyn. So sorry.
The two sisters wept and embraced each other.
Ms. Nesbitt, I take it that you got all of that testimony? I'm calling it a day. Clear the courtroom, please. I need to talk to the jurors Bailiff, walk Miss Lops to my chambers, if you would, please.
Good idea, sir. Good idea.
Thank
It
you.
was so silent you could have heard a pin drop. It was all people talked about in Drexel Hills. Talked about it for weeks. The charges were dropped from Marilyn Lops, her sister. Lisa got a light sentence as the death was accidental. John never saw either one of the sisters after their days in court. And who is Judy, the blonde junkie? She used to see Lisa at the hospital to get clean, but Lisa refused to work with her anymore. She told her she was a lost cause. So Judy used her chance to revenge herself at the trial. John was free to go, but no longer the mayor. He hired a detective and found his daughter at last. He made friends with her adopted family and got a chance to visit. He sent pictures to Lisa. She felt a great peace at last as her sister Marilyn ended up marrying Judge Royce. It was those double D's, Lisa said. The end.
Thank you, cast members. Thank you for a very good job. And hopefully those that watch and listen will enjoy this show.